Welcome back to this special edition of The World with me, Yalda Hakim, live in Beirut, where tonight Lebanon's health ministry has said that the death toll has gone up to 492 people. That's the number of people who have been killed in today's Israeli attacks, and more than 1,200 others have been left injured. The bombardment is the deadliest since the 2006 Israel-Hezbollah war and will be at the forefront of concerns, along obviously with the other conflict, the war in Ukraine, as world leaders gather in New York for the United Nations General Assembly. Well, to discuss all of this, I'm joined now by the President of Estonia, Alar Karis. President, thank you very much for joining us here on the program. We'll discuss the war in Ukraine in a moment, but I just want to get your thoughts on the developing situation here in the Middle East. The death toll has risen to almost 500 here in Lebanon following Israeli airstrikes throughout the day. The situation is intensifying, and no doubt world leaders are discussing this where you are.
Yes, I know the news, and what we don't want is escalation of any kind of wars and conflicts. And most important thing what we can do now is just to sit down and start a ceasefire and peace talks, and the prisoners to be released and so forth. So the situation is not good, and we should stop any kind of escalation. But we all know how it started. It started 7th of October last year, and it has been escalated now.
Yeah, I mean, are you disappointed with the level of pressure that the United States has put on both the Israelis and you know, an attempt to reach some kind of ceasefire agreement in Gaza? That hasn't been able to reach any kind of, you know, agreement over the course of the last year. And now we have an escalating situation here in Lebanon.
That's a problem, and I'm also going to discuss in my talk tomorrow, because this situation now in the United Nations, and it doesn't work properly. You see, we can't guarantee any peace, and we should make changes. We should make reforms in the United Nations Security Council and so forth. So otherwise, it doesn't work.
I want to focus your attention now on the war in Ukraine, President, because President Zelensky has arrived there in Ukraine. He has brought a victory plan with him. Are you hopeful that the situation there can be resolved?
I visited Ukraine a week ago. I talked to President Zelensky. I talked about his peace plan, also about this victory plan he's going to present here to President Biden. And after that, it's going to be open to read to everybody. And I understand that President Zelensky puts a lot of hope on this peace plan. But the situation, of course, in Ukraine is horrible, and it has been already almost 1,000 days a war or aggression in Ukraine. And as I said, I have been there several times, 4 times actually, and I've seen these atrocities quite closely.
Yes, and one of the things that the Ukrainians are now pushing for is to be able to use Western weapons deeper inside Russia. Just your response and reaction to that? My reaction is very clear. I have proposed all the time it's legitimate to use these weapons also in territory Ukraine to attack these military bases and military infrastructure. So otherwise the situation is different, and you see that weapons from North Korea and also from Iran, they don't have any restrictions. That means we have to lift all these restrictions from these weapons. Do you think that is putting Ukraine at a disadvantage, the fact that the Americans and other Western allies are cautious about using their weapons in Russian territory?
I understand that, but you see, Russia has crossed all the red lines. So we shouldn't be cautious. So what would happen next if we provide these weapons to Ukraine. And it's not only these weapons, long-range weapons, but also they need ammunition to advance on a battlefield, because peace, the way to peace or path to peace goes only through battlefield, unfortunately, because there is only one peace plan at the moment. It's President Zelensky's peace plan, but Putin doesn't accept that. He wants to current situation. That means he has occupied these territories, these territories to remain to Russia. We can't accept them. And moreover, Zelensky has also invited Russia next time to the peace talks, but Russia said no.
President, are you concerned of a change of leadership in the United States if we see a Trump 2.0?
No, not really, because I guess both the candidates have said they continue to support Ukraine, and I'm sure they are going to do so.
So you don't think with President Trump saying that, he could resolve this conflict in 24 hours and he's, keen on putting an end to this war, that also means an end to the support, unconditional support that we've seen from the United States towards Ukraine?
But you must understand there are elections going on in the United States, and these talks are before the president is elected. So let's see what's going to happen after the election. As I said, but I'm convinced that U.S. is going to support Ukraine also after the president change in the United States.
President, thank you very much for joining us here on the program.
Thank you.